Q1 is basically over and we are back with the fourth episode ready for April, Q2 and the top 10 altcoin picks of the month. Every month this year we are continuously providing you with a list of 10 altcoins, so if you missed January, February and March's altcoin picks, check them out in the description down below and stay tuned for the following month's top picks. Nonetheless, nothing in this video is financial advice. We are not financial advisors. Do not invest in anything you can't afford to lose. Use a burner wallet for extra security and always conduct your own research. Before we begin, don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button to support our channel and stay up to date with the latest crypto guides, reviews, news, technical analysis and so much more. Friends, let's jump straight into the video. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're very excited to share the top 10 altcoins of April 2025. Before we begin, don't forget to follow AltCryptoTalk over on X and turn on that notification bell. In this video, we'll be using three primary websites. First of all is CoinMarketCap, with which we'll go through all the cryptocurrencies. Second of all, we'll be using MarketCap to give you price predictions and comparing different market caps between different cryptocurrencies. And finally, every now and then, we'll be using AltCryptoTalk.com to give you the latest news, reviews, and technical analysis surrounding some of the cryptocurrencies we may mention. However, guys, in this video we're not going to be giving you any cryptocurrencies in any particular order. They will not be in particular order of our favorite or least favorite. We have also mentioned 30 other cryptocurrencies in our videos, so make sure that you've checked out the top 10 altcoins of every other month, including March, February and January of this year. So therefore there will be many other cryptocurrencies ranging from different market caps, whether they are minuscule micro cap crypto gems or whether or not they are large cap crypto gems. We have a huge range of different cryptos that you can check out from different months, and therefore are you ready to begin with the next 10 of April 2025? Well, diving straight into the first one, my friends, we are going for a microcap crypto gem known as Neurashi with the ticker NEI. Now, this is a cryptocurrency that has migrated from the BEP20 contract address, which is the Binance Smart Chain, over to the Solana network, of which is now going to be the new token, and has a market cap of only $1.48 million and a price point of half a cent. This is extremely small, my friends, and we have provided this one because it has extreme potential. However, just bear in mind that there is more risk behind it. Nonetheless, it has seen an all-time high of just under 3 cents, which occurred last year in March 2024. As you can see, due to the rough market conditions, it has been a bit shaky recently. However, it really does look like it's trying to do a massive pump. However, we are providing you with this protocol because it is a fantastic AI choice if you are looking for a micro-cap crypto gem. Now, of course, it requires you to do your own research, and of course, if you'd like it, then this is an option for you. However, you can see down below that it is listed on a few centralized exchanges such as Mexi, Bitmart, LBank, and so on, but no tier 1 listing centralized exchanges. And therefore, in the future, in my personal opinion, guys, this has the potential to be listed on major centralized exchanges, especially when that AI narrative is in full force. We're not saying that's going to happen, guys. However, once the Solana narrative thrives once again, this could be a token that could pump extremely high. So, for those who are interested in learning more about Neurashi, then of course you can check out the coin of the week, which happened to be Neurashi, and this was the last coin of the week, also known as NEI. Down below you'll be able to see everything you need to know about Neurashi, understanding what it is, how it works, and why it could very well be a leader in the AI space. Nonetheless, down below, Richard Nazar, the legendary trader himself, which also makes videos on our channel weekly, has provided some top tier technical analysis, which we can see here. So on the 4-hour time frame, guys, you can take a look at this chart and give it a read yourself, if of course you like to read charts. Me, myself, I don't know what I'm talking about, but lucky for me, I have Richard Nazar on the AltCryptoTalk team to ask questions and provide technical analysis like so. However, down below, guys, you'll be able to see more targets and so on, so it's entirely up to you if you want to give this a read. We'll leave this down in the description down below. However, we are going to give you some price predictions for the NEI token in the coming bull run. So, where do we stand with NEI as we speak? Well, my first price prediction for the NEI token would be for it to reach the market cap of Veracity VRA at a small, minuscule market cap of just under $17 million, if of course we see some bullish news for the NEI token and of course some centralized exchange listings. Guys, this would be an 11.38x, moving over 2 times its previous all-time high of 3 cents and achieving a price point just over 6 cents. To me, this is extremely possible and extremely conservative, considering the market cap it already has and considering the market cap it could get and the price point it could get at a $17 million market cap. That is absolutely insane, and therefore this could be a serious token to have in your portfolio. We're not saying this is the case, guys, but there could very well be some huge potential behind this token. If I was to go for a peak of the bull run degen price prediction for the NEI token, I could go a step beyond this and say it could reach the market cap of another AI crypto gem at $40.5 million million, Altura with the ticker ALU, and do a jump of 27.36x, reaching a price point of 14 cents. Now guys, bear in mind, if this becomes a leader in the AI space, a $40.5 million market cap is absolutely small. And even then guys, even if it just had a few tier 1 centralized exchange listings in the peak of a bull run with a thriving ecosystem of Solana, we could very well see this sort of market cap and price jump for Nate, but of course only time will tell. Now, we're just going to move on to the second altcoin of this video, my friends. We could give you more price predictions. However, we're going to keep it short and sweet. And therefore, we're going to move on to number 2, which is going to be Ripple XRP, because it had to be one we mentioned this year before it could go up even higher. Now, guys, finally, the SEC has dropped its charges against the XRP token, and therefore, we could now be ready to surge into the double digits. We don't exactly know, guys, but we already know XRP. We don't need to give you a huge introduction. However, it is the 4th largest crypto by market cap, with a price point of $2.46 and a large market cap of $143 billion. Now, we've mentioned XRP in previous videos on the AltCryptoGems YouTube channel, of which you can find over in the description down below. We were mentioning it when it was under 50 cents, so if you got in at that time, guys, you would be up over 5x by this point. However, we are not saying that was the only chance to get in. There could very well be some nice huge pumps incoming for the XRP token, considering, of course, we have a bull run ahead of us. But XRP has seen an all-time high of $3.84, which occurred in 2018, which was 7 years ago, and therefore we could very well see that happen once again. We are not too far off, and this is a very conservative price that we could very well reach. However, I personally believe in the future, the very near future, we could very well be targeting a double-digit price. But many things will be needed to take into consideration. However, what we're going to do is we're going to move over to market cap of to give you some price predictions. Now, I know it's not that much, guys, but I think a nice first stop for the XRP token would be for it to reach the market cap of Ethereum at $250 billion, taking it up 1.74x, surpassing its previous all-time high and reaching a price point of $4.28. Now, this would be a nice target as we start to enter more bullish conditions. However, we seem to be on the brink of global crypto adoption. And if this is the case and XRP is used to, of course, conduct transactions worldwide on a global scale, then in my personal opinion, at some point in the future, it could be 2025, it could be 2026, it could be 2027, who knows? But I think it could very well reach the all-time high of Ethereum and a little bit higher to reach that double-digit price point. Now, it would have to do around a 4 to 5x in order to reach that price point, guys, and I personally think that is very possible, and therefore hopefully in the coming bull run we'll see trillions of dollars flood into the market and potentially pump XRP from the $2.50 price point it has now to a minimum of $10. I'm obviously not saying this is going to happen. I'm not a financial advisor or a fortune teller, otherwise I would tell you everything I knew. But guys, I'll be keeping a close eye on XRP and of course every other token that we list in our videos. Nonetheless, why don't we now move on to the third altcoin of this video, and that is going to be another small cap cryptocurrency, and this is going to be Saga with the token Saga. And this is a crypto that lands under the AI and GameFi narratives. Now, I personally think that the chart doesn't look so good, and you're probably all thinking the same thing too. However, that's because the GameFi narrative has really been flatlined in the last year or two. But in my personal opinion, I think it is about time the GameFi narrative is set to kick off, and of course the AI narrative. Now, once this happens, Saga could be a golden choice. Now, I'm not saying this is going to be the case, but I personally believe this has a huge potential behind it. It is listed on Binance, BitGet, Kraken, and other tier 1 exchanges, however, has huge room for more tier 1 centralized exchanges. It has seen an all-time high of around $6.40, which occurred in 2024. It hasn't experienced a bull run, and therefore this could very well be a great token to keep an eye on in the coming bull run. So, if this does become a key player in the world of GameFi and AI, then who knows, this could have huge potential to rise to its previous all-time high and beyond. I'm not saying this is going to happen. Obviously, we need to do more research into the tokenomics, into the protocol itself, how it works and who would utilize it. But in the future, we can save that for a future video. Now, if I was to give you a first price prediction for the Saga token, I know this is very conservative, I would say it could very well reach the market cap of Illuvium at $119 million, taking Saga up 2.67x to a price point of $1.06. nice and conservative. I think this is a nice, easy target and a nice first stop for the Saga token, if of course we see the GameFi narrative return once again. Now, if we were to go a step beyond this, I would say that the Saga token could very well reach the market cap of Engine at $185 million, taking Saga up 4.15x to a price point of $1.65. Now, of course, you might still think this is very conservative, and I still think it is as well, in my personal opinion. But of course, I personally think we're going to need to see a lot if we want to see GameFi tokens pump once again, and therefore, until that moment, I think a 4.15x would be a nice stop. But let's just say we're at the peak of a bull run. Let's just say that we're giving you a degen price prediction, and let's just say that the GameFi narrative is in full force and the AI narrative is in full force. I would say that Saga has the potential to reach the market cap of Beam at $483 million, taking Saga up 10.83x to a price point of $4.31. Now, you would notice, guys, that we haven't actually broken its previous all-time high of around $6.40, but that's because I need to do more research and we need to see what happens with the GameFi narrative, like I said, in order to give some more bullish and degen price predictions. However, I think this is a fair degen price prediction for the coming bull run, and I think this would be a nice target to have for the Saga token. Now, of course, guys, we can give you more price predictions and give you a further analysis of the Saga token, but you'll have to request that in the comment section down below, or with any of the other altcoins that we mentioned in this video, or any other videos that we do make. But once again, we are going to move on to the fourth altcoin, and that is going to be none other than the Oasis network and its token Rose, which has a price point of 3.5 cents and a market cap of $245 million. It's seen an all-time high of just under 60 cents, which occurred in January 2022. And of course, now we are suffering with a very low price point. But in my opinion, Rose is one of those strong privacy tokens that we will need at some point in the future. Privacy is going to be a key element of our future, and I personally believe that privacy networks such as Oasis, Monero, and other privacy tokens may thrive at some point in the future when we start to see a surge in the privacy narrative. Now, I really do think it is coming, guys, because especially once the world leaders want to get more control on the world of crypto, then of course they'll be knuckling down on public blockchains, and therefore privacy blockchains may start to thrive once again, and Oasis network could be one of those key players. Now, it's already listed on some of the biggest and best centralized exchanges such as Binance, Coinbase, Bybit, and so on, but I believe there is still room for more growth. However, I personally believe this token could really thrive in the future, guys, and that's why we've mentioned it in this video. Right now could be a great time if you are looking to dollar cost average. Of course, we are not financial advisors, but you can see that it really is at a low, and it could very well possibly reach its all-time high. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but this is a key token in the privacy narrative, and if you believe in the privacy narrative, this could be a great choice for you. However, moving over to market cap of, I'm going to give you some price predictions, and my first one is for Rose to reach the market cap of WorldCoin, another privacy token, at $1.16 billion, taking Rose up just under 5x to a price point of roughly 17 cents. I think this is a lovely stop for the Rose token. I believe it could go way higher than this at the peak of a bull run, at the peak of a privacy narrative. But of course, we are going to keep it nice and conservative for our first stop. However, let's consider the fact that the privacy narrative is in full force, and let's consider the fact that the bull run is in full force. I would say that the Rose token could reach the market cap of the leading privacy token Monero XMR, taking it up to a market cap of $4.19 billion and to a price point of 62 cents, jumping up just under 18x. Call me crazy, but we know this is a degen price prediction. However, it very well has the potential to do just this. Now, of course, guys, we're going to leave it at that, and we're going to move on to the fifth altcoin of this video. We are officially halfway through, and that is going to be the SuperRare protocol with its token Rare. Now, this is an NFT marketplace platform of which has its own token Rare, and it is a governance token. Now, of course, this is not going to be one of our biggest tokens that we mention in this video. However, it could very well make some big moves if, of course, the NFT narrative returns once again. We personally think it will, especially alongside the GameFi narrative, but we could be completely wrong. The SuperRare protocol we will dive further into in the future. However, if you want to learn more about it, you can let us know in the comment section down below. But over on CoinMarketCap, you can see a brief description down below. Like I said, it is an NFT marketplace, but it also has its own governance token known as Rare. It's seen an all-time high of around $3.79. Right now, it's got a price point of 7 cents with a market cap just under $60 million. And I know that the chart doesn't look so great. However, in the last month, you can see that it has been rising quite a bit. Now, this could be a sign of something big incoming, and that's why it has been mentioned on the AltCryptoTalk YouTube channel before. As you can see over here, it was mentioned in March week 2 in the R token overview, of which you should definitely give this video a watch to check out some technical analysis of the rare token. However, we will leave that in the description down below, and you can watch a weekly overview on new technical analysis on different tokens every single week from the legend Richard Nazar. But, my friends, the rare token has been on the move recently, like we said, and therefore it could be a nice token to add into your portfolio if, of course, you are looking to diversify. But, personally, I believe this one comes with more risk. However, it could very well come with greater opportunity. Nonetheless, moving over to market cap of my first stop for the rare token is for it to reach the market cap of Blur at $274 million, taking it up 4.61x to a price point of 33 cents. Now, I think this is a nice target to go for initially, but I do believe that it can go way beyond this. I personally don't believe it will reach its previous all-time high of $3.79. I think that really is a stretch. I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt and give it one more price prediction, and that's for it to reach the market cap of Decentraland Manor at $538 million, considering SuperRare becomes a leading NFT marketplace. I'm not saying it will be, my friends, however, it very well has the potential to, and if it does, it could very well reach the price point of just under 65 cents, jumping up a delicious 9x. So we're going to leave this one short and sweet once again, and we're going to move on to the 6th altcoin of this video, and this is going to be Stellar with its token XLM. We already mentioned Ripple XRP, so we thought this would be a great choice to go alongside it. However, at the moment you can see XLM is currently the 13th largest crypto by market cap with a price point just under 30 cents and a large market cap of $9.2 billion. It's seen an all-time high of just under $1 at 93 cents, which occurred 7 years ago in 2018. This token seems to pump very similar to XRP, which you can see on the XRP chart as well, which we won't compare right now. If you're an XRP hodler and believer, you could very well like this project as well. Basically, XRP is for those global bank institutions to conduct transactions, and XLM is for us retail investors. So if you are very well interested in that ecosystem, my friends, this could very well be a great choice for you. We could do a full video. However, for now, if you want to learn more about Stellar XLM, you can very well check out our guide, of which we wrote on the AltCryptoTalk.com website, which down below will give you a full insight as to what Stellar XLM is, how it works, and what the XLM token does and serves. So it's entirely up to you if you want to give this a read, but in the future we'll go into a full video as to what XLM is with some deeper price predictions. But first, let's give you some rough price predictions for now. And the first one is going to be for XLM to reach the market cap of Tron TRX at a market cap of $21.78 billion, taking XLM up 2.36x to a price point of 70 cents, almost reaching its previous all-time high of 96 cents. Now, in my personal opinion, I believe it could very well break this previous all-time high, and therefore my next stop for the XLM token is for it to reach the market cap of BNB at $92.3 billion, taking it up 10.01x to an exact price point of $3. Now, I personally believe this will be the case purely because the XRP token has been surging dramatically, and if it's going to surge even further, I reckon XLM will be a token that pumps extremely hard alongside it. It's got a much smaller market cap, it has much more room for growth. Of course, it needs to be globally adopted for it to reach those insane levels of market caps like it has right here. I'm not saying this is going to happen, but I very well think it has the potential to. So although we could give you more price predictions, and although I would love to because it is extremely fun, we're going to leave it at that, and we are now going to move on to the 7th altcoin of this video. And this one is going to be the leading decentralized exchange token of the Sui network. Now, we've already mentioned Sui in the previous top 10 altcoins, which was mentioned last month in March. I am a solid believer in the Sui network. If you've seen any of our videos, I really do love the Cetus protocol as well. We were catching those major rides up before, so if you were hodling Cetus before, well done, because we saw it ride up to an all-time high of roughly 50 cents, of which it has now got a price point of 12 cents and a market cap of $82.37 million. Now, 5 months ago, it did achieve that all-time high in November 2024, but that wasn't even the bull run. Now, I personally believe the bull run is very, very close, and I personally believe the Sui network is yet to thrive to enormous heights once again. token, and therefore the Cetus protocol could very well grow beyond its previous all-time high and hopefully reach that dollar price point and beyond. Now, it's already listed on Binance, it's already listed on OKX and many other centralized exchanges. It has room for more tier ones, and therefore I really do believe it has the potential to go past its previous all-time high. Now, for those who want to watch how to use the Cetus protocol, we already have a tutorial on our YouTube channel, which we also have a YouTube tutorial to set up a Sui wallet. So if you're new to the Sui ecosystem, these two videos on our YouTube channel could very well help you to get started and get to understand Cetus even better. But if you would like to give Cetus a read, you can very well check out our article which explains everything about the Cetus protocol and even the Cetus token. It's entirely up to you. So what we're going to do is we're now going to move over to the price predictions, the fun part you've probably all been waiting for the Cetus token. And my first stop is for Cetus to reach the market cap of Thorchain Rune at $464 million, taking Cetus up beyond its previous all-time high and jumping up 5.66x. Now, with that being said, I personally believe we're going to need to see the Sui network thriving. We're going to need to see more retail users on the Sui network. We could even need to see a meme coin narrative on the Sui network in order for the Cetus token to rise to enormous heights. But let's just say we're at the peak of a bull run. Let's just say the Sui network is thriving better than ever. Let's just say we've got lots of meme coins on the Sui network and the Cetus DEX is the go-to place on the Sui network. I could very well see the Cetus token reaching the market cap of Pancake Swap Cake at $720.89 million, the leading DEX token of the BNB chain, which would take it to that dollar price point to an exact price of $1.05, jumping up 8.78x. This is a nice target, and I still think this is very conservative and it could very well go way beyond this, but we'll save that for a later video. Now we're going to move on to the next altcoin of this video, which is going to be number 8, and that is going to be Optimism OP, one of my favorite layer 2 tokens and one of my favorite layer 2 networks and ecosystems. This has got a price point of 92 cents with a market cap of $1.5 billion. It's seen an all-time high of $4.85, which occurred last year in March of 2024. Yes, that wasn't even a bull run, and yes, the OP token hasn't even experienced a bull run yet. Now, this is nothing but a green sign for me in my personal opinion, because Optimism has developed one of the best ecosystems in the entirety of Ethereum. For those who don't know, it is the superchain. The superchain is consistent of a base network. It's got the Sonium network. It's got the Unichain network. It's got many other layer 2 networks falling under the OP stack, which of course is brought to you by none other than Optimism. Now, OP is the governance token and they consistently drop airdrops. This is one of the most community-driven layer 2 networks and ecosystems, and therefore I'm extremely bullish on OP. Of course, you need to do your own research. I'm not a fortune teller, but I really do hope for big things for the OP token, and therefore that is why it is provided on this list. It is already listed on the biggest and best centralized exchanges, all of the tier ones. It is ready to boom to great heights, and therefore I personally believe this is a great choice on our list. However, take that all with a pinch of salt. But for those who are interested in qualifying for the 6th Optimism airdrop, I got my hands on the 5th one. You can very well watch our video, which is coming on Monday next week, of which is going to provide you with a complete guide on how to qualify for the Superchain Optimism number 6 airdrop. It could be potentially massive, and therefore you don't want to miss that, and stay tuned by turning on the notification bells and of course subscribing to our YouTube channel. But for now, my friends, we're going to move over to market cap of, where my first price prediction for OP in the coming bull run is for it to reach the market cap of Polkadot at $7.18 billion and reaching a price point of $4.44, taking it up 4.79x. This is nice and conservative, and I personally believe this could very well happen. This would practically almost reach its previous all-time high of $4.85. But let's just say we're at the peak of a bull run. Let's just say Optimism is the leading layer 2 ecosystem of Ethereum. Then I would absolutely love for Optimism to reach the market cap of Lido staked ETH at $19.3 billion, taking Optimism up to those double digits and doing a 12.87x to a price point of just under $12. To me, this would be absolutely fantastic, and I know it's a degen price prediction, and I know I'd have to do a lot more research and check out all the tokenomics and all of the vesting schedules X, Y, and Z, but I personally do believe the Optimism ecosystem is a superb choice for the layer 2 scaling solutions. However, guys, we're going to leave this one short and sweet, and we'll dive further into the Optimism network in the future. However, we have plenty of tutorials on our YouTube channel already and more coming very soon. But once again, we are going to move on to the next, which is going to be number 9. And this is going to be the Realio network and its token Rio, which lands under the real world assets narrative, a very popular narrative of which is going to thrive in the future. In my personal opinion, I believe that will be the biggest narrative, and I believe many tokens are yet to surge, and this could very well be one of them. Rio is currently priced at 28 cents with a market cap of $42.63 million, landing under that smaller spectrum. However, it's seen an all-time high of not $17,000, but around $2.80, give or take. Now, it is listed on OKX, it's listed on Mexi, and a couple other centralized exchanges worth mentioning. However, it really has got room for more centralized exchanges such as Binance, Coinbase, Crypto.com, and many other tier ones. So this could very well bring great opportunity and great volume. You can get it on the Ethereum network. It is a unique RWA project, which we have more information on, and you can find that out on the AltCryptoTalk website, which, as you can see here, I covered it back in September 2024. We wrote an article on exactly what Realio network is and the Rio token, so if you would like to learn more about it, you can check that out in the description down below. Of course, conduct your own research, but we think this is a great shout of which could be a golden choice of RWA tokens in the coming bull run, and therefore my first price prediction is for Rio to reach the market cap of Ravencoin RVN at $197 million, taking Rio up 4.62x to a price point of $1.30. That wouldn't achieve its previous all-time high, but I think this is a nice conservative first stop for the Realio token. Now let's say we start to see it listed on Binance, Coinbase, and many other tier 1 exchanges because the RWA narrative is thriving. I would say that the Realio token could very well reach the market cap of Reserve Rights RSR at $456 million, another token that lands under the real world assets narrative, taking Rio up beyond its previous all-time high to a price point of $3.01 and jumping up around 10.71x. To me, this is still quite conservative for a small cap cryptocurrency. I do believe this protocol has huge potential, and therefore it could very well break the $1 billion market cap. However, that would require more research and a complete other video for us to see that. However, guys, we'll leave that short and sweet, and we are now going to move on to the last and final altcoin of this video. And this is going to be a DePIN token, one of the finest DePIN tokens known as a cash network, which has got a price point of $1.41 and a market cap of $350 million. This is available on the IBC network, of which is the Cosmos ecosystem. It's listed on massive centralized exchanges such as Coinbase, Crypto.com, and others. However, it really does have room for more tier 1 centralized exchanges such as Binance and so on. But it's seen an all-time high of $8.08, which occurred in 2021. This one has been here for quite a while, so it was around in the previous bull run. However, of course, you can see that it did pump up nicely in 2024 with the DePIN narrative when it was surging. However, I do believe that we are going to see another DePIN narrative come in once again. I do believe this very much so because DePIN is the future of cloud computing. However, if you would like to learn more about the Akash network, you could very well read this full article of which I wrote in May 2024, whether or not you want to learn about how the network operates or whether or not you want to learn about the ecosystem or the Akash token. It's all here for you to check out. But we can also give you a full video if you would like to, so you can let us know in the comment section down below. But once again, let's move over to market cap of where my first price prediction for the AKT token would be for it to reach the market cap of BitTensor Tau at $2.37 billion, taking Akash up 6.79x to a price point of $9.57. Now you can say this is quite a bit of a jump, but this is only just past its previous all-time high, and I do believe at the peak of a bull run it could very well do that. And I would love to see the Akash network token reach the market cap of BitTensor's all-time high at $5.2 billion. That would take it up 14.92x and taking it up to $21.03. I know this is a bit of a degen price prediction, however, Akash network stands as one of the finest DePIN networks in my personal opinion, and I would highly recommend doing your own research. But friends, that is very well all of the different cryptocurrencies that we've mentioned in this video. That is 10 altcoins, of which now joins the 30 other altcoins, giving you a total of 40 so far. We are going to consistently provide you with 10 altcoins every single month. In fact, we also provide you with others along the way. So make sure you've got that subscribe button turned on. Make sure that you've got the notification bells on. Make sure you hit that like button because it really shows support on our channel. We appreciate every single one of you. If you would like to see any other content, whether or not that's reviews, guides, technical analysis, or airdrop tutorials, please let us know. Don't hesitate, guys, because this channel is for you, and we can't wait to see you in the next video.